Hello there, welcome to another video from Max REVS. This is a really special one for me. I've known Eddie, I don't know, must be a couple of years now, and he holds a very special place in my heart. He may not even know that himself, but essentially this is where I got my GT craze from. It was from Eddie himself. We kind of met through social media. I kind of reached out to Eddie, and I think on the first time that we met, he was gracious enough to even let me get behind the wheel of his car. Enjoying life and cars to the max.
One more thing.
Yeah.
Do you want to drive it?
No.
You can.
I don't think. You know what? It's the splitter that would.
Do you want to drive it or not?
I'm sitting in a GT4 and I'm in the driver's seat. I still remember that video now where I was like, "You're joking! You really let me get behind the wheel of his car." Fantastic car, great guy. We've just come out on a great road trip. Eddie, I wanted to almost thank you and also say that I've moved on a little bit. So, thank you very much. Fantastic car. You know I love GT4s. One thing that's, I guess, I've changed in the last year in particular, seeing the 718 GT4 and all the other cars, is that I still think it's a beautiful car, but one thing is, I think my lust for one has gone, and I really did have a lust for your car. Even driving behind it, it sounds great. But I think what I've realised during lockdown is the best Cayman is the one that you have and you can afford. And for my finances, you know, we were just kind of talking over lunchtime, I don't really want to get a car on finance. That car works for me, it's perfect. I remember we did a cafe video once and you were going on about your quest for your ideal Ferrari.
Ultimately, I'm a Ferrari man. Step up to maybe a 320, Ferrari 328, or 360, or 430, or 355. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. Are you still going out for like a, GT4 Ferrari though, not the Cayman?
No,
328, sorry, was it the 308 GT?
The 308 GT4 is in some ways considered the runt of the Ferrari litter, but I actually really like it from the inside as well.
It's a bit like me. The 987 is sometimes considered the runt of the Cayman litter, but you know.
But I wouldn't say that now. I would say, I don't want to mention it, but there might be another Cayman that's the runt of the litter. But going back to the Ferraris, the 308 GT4 was something I really liked, but I was also after the more 308, 328 shape. The new ones, great as they are, they don't do that much for me. They don't have, to me anyway, they don't have as much character. I could just sit in a 308 GT4, 308 GTB or something and not do anything, and I'd still be enthralled with it. But that said, I came literally that close to buying my 328 just before lockdown.
Oh, really?
I was basically ready to sign.
So you're going to sell this and get the...
Yep.
Okay.
I was going to do it, and it was subject to a test drive, which the dealer at the time agreed to, but only in the dry, because they prepped it and everything ready to go, and they didn't want it to end up in the rain and with mud and dirt all over it. I said, yeah, fine, no problem, not knowing that a week later we were going to be locked down.
Oh, geez.
So we ended up in lockdown, and that was the end of that. And eventually that particular Ferrari was sold.
Any kind of, I say regrets is the long word because you never had the opportunity, but do you feel like you missed out on something? Or
not really, because I've been very happy with the GT4. I'm
on Auto Trader quite often, and there are not that many GT4s that come up to the scratch to this one.
The problem with my Ferrari search is that it's going to get more and more difficult because there's fewer and fewer of those 308s and 328s around. And the pricing has never dipped below anything along the lines of the price of the GT4.
To get that, so the money you would have got from selling the 981 GT4 would have just about got you into the 308 GT4.
I'd still have to pay something to get into not the 308 GT4, but the 328 GTB or GTS that I was going to get. But now, to get another one of those in the condition that the one I saw was, it's probably going to be about 100k. 100k. The one I saw at the time was 80k.
Wow. Wow. So let me know what you think in the comments. My 987 is over there. Do you think the 987 one day, let's just call it a £20,000 car on the market now. I wouldn't even sell it for 20,000, but do you think that's got the potential to become the classic Porsche and eventually go for, like, you know, 40 and 50,000 pounds? They're not a lot out there, and those that are out there may not have been looked after that well. So let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I don't want it to be one. I'm not that bothered. I love the car for what it is, but I'm sure there are people that had the 308 GT4, what, even 20 years ago, and it didn't get the attention it gets now.
20 odd years ago, you could have picked up a 308 GT4 for anything from 10 to 15k.
I remember there was a Wheeler Dealers episode on one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Nowadays, you'd be looking at 40, 50, maybe even 60 if it's in immaculate condition with low miles. Same with the 328. When I first started looking for 328 back in 2001-ish, just after I bought a 986 Boxster. I looked at one, went to see one, and it was £32,000.
Wow.
Pristine condition. And that was at Dick Lovett's in Swindon. And then when I went to see this one in Feb of 2019, it was, or was it 2020? I've lost track nowadays. It was 80,000.
Wow.
So I knew when I first started looking for it, it had reached rock bottom at 30 some K. It's not going to lose any more money. All it can do is appreciate in value. And that's what it's consistently done, because there's only like 200-300 of them.
Wow. So Julian, I'm thinking of you. You have the 987R, and we know how rare those cars are.
The R is...
It's rarer than this, you know. And that's probably about 55. I mean, at the end of the day, the pricing is so illiquid. I mean, it's almost whatever someone's willing to pay. But
if I didn't have a GT4, I wouldn't want a 718 GT4. I wouldn't mind the Spider, whether it's 981 or 718. But the other Porsche I wouldn't mind is the R.
Yeah.
And that was the one I first mentioned to you, and you turned your nose up at it.
I didn't turn my nose at it.
You so did.
For the viewers, okay, what he means, Eddie suggested getting the Cayman R. It was almost double the price I paid for that car. If that was, say, a £26,000 car, the Cayman Rs were like 45 and upwards, you know. And, you know, as I've said before, in fact, the guy behind the camera was asking me how much I make on YouTube. I'll tell you all, it's about $2 to $3 a month, okay? And from that ad revenue, there's no chance I'm going to come anywhere closer to getting the Cayman R, but, you know, it is what it is. And as I said, I think if anything, lockdown has taught me to be thankful and appreciate for what you have. And that's kind of what I mean by your car. I used to lust for that car. I'd be like GT4 mad, you know. And then I think I've just realised, you know, that's my car. I'm happy with my car.
I mean, I bought that with 2,000 miles on the clock. The last thing I want to do is have it stay at 2,000-3,000 miles on the clock. I don't mind if it goes to 20, 30, or however many thousand miles.
Yeah. I mean, life is precious, and as you say, you know, it's the experiences that the car gives you. So,
and it's taking it out on days like this, and on the other road trips we've done, is why I bought it. Yeah. It was to get out there and use it.
So I'm going to make the promise to you on camera now, so this becomes legally binding. The next time we get a chance on a road trip, we're getting into my car and you're driving, and you're going to tell me what you think of that car. And if you, by any chance, think it's a way better experience than your GT4, I'm happy to exchange vehicles with you, okay? I'll make that pledge for you.
I'll let you have my GT4, the 1/43rd scale one.
There we go. Well, listen, it's been great. The sun's out. It's just great to get out of the house. And, you know, like we were just talking about this over lunchtime, something over lockdown kind of made me a bit not hesitant, but I was just so used to being stuck indoors. It was quite hard for me to get out of the house. I needed a bit of extra motivation to get out of the house. As soon as I'm out, it's wonderful. So, you know, if you've been in that similar situation, you know, let's all try and get out safely, get out of our homes and just enjoy the outdoors, because, you know, there's a whole world out there. And if we're just going to be staying indoors, we're not going to get to appreciate moments like this. So, thank you very much for organising this trip.
I was going to do that.
It's got to be an air fist punch, okay? Enjoying life and cars to the max, and thanks for planning all these trips and stuff.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Oh yeah,
below.
yeah. He keeps telling me like, subscribe, comment, and I think the guy behind the cameraman said apparently videos have got. Can I say your name? No, no. Okay, so we've got Ray behind the cameraman. He was saying to me videos have got to be over 10 minutes so the algorithm picks them up. But you know what? I don't do this for the YouTube algorithm. I do this just for you guys, okay? And for me, of course, and just have a bit of fun. So enjoying life and cars to the max. I will see you on the next video. We should be featuring Stevens Mexico Blue, Cayman Base, and then after that we're going to get Josh's Lotus Elise. Enjoying life and cars to the max. See ya. Cool.
And cut.
And cut.